Okay, guys, we're trying to keep up with everything for our class. 3.2 is our next section. It's complex numbers. A complex number is any number that can be written in the form of a plus bi, where a and b are real numbers, so anything on the number line, and I is the square root of -1. So a plus bi is made up of two parts. A is the real part, and bi is the imaginary part because, of course, it's got the I with it, okay? So what we have is stuff like this. So we've got 3 plus 4i, and so that's the real, and this is imaginary. All right, so we can also, don't forget the negative values, okay? So this is still real, and that's imaginary. And then we can also have stuff like this. So that's real, and that's imaginary. We still can get numbers like this, like you've seen in the past. That's real, okay? And then we can also get answers where we just have the imaginary part, okay? So we can get things to cancel out, not always, but we can either get a real result, imaginary part, or some type of complex number, okay? We can also get radicals with it, so we'd get something like, I don't know, how about 2 plus I square roots of 3, right? So again, real, imaginary, just keep going like this, okay? All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to add and subtract complex numbers. Okay, so what we're going to do is, it's just like combining like terms. Okay, I think it's easier just, instead of giving you the definition, to kind of show you and talk about it. So we're going to have 17 plus 39i plus 12 plus 9i. All right, so we're doing complex numbers. So what we're going to do is, yeah, let's do it that way. We'll go like this. So there's the first step, and then I'm going to rewrite this. So I'm going to go with 17 plus 12, and then I'm going to go plus 39i plus 9i. So I just rewrote it to put things together. So then you're going to get 17 plus 12, which is 29, plus 39 plus 9i is going to be 48i. Not I squared. We're not multiplying. We're adding. We're combining like terms. Okay? All right. So your second example is just going to be 4 minus 8i minus 6 plus 10i. Okay? So this subtraction needs to be carried into this parenthesis. So what we get is, we're going to get 4 minus 8i minus 6 minus 10i. We're carrying that negative into that parenthesis, okay? And I don't care if you don't do this step. I don't, just make sure that you're doing what you need to be done, okay? So I'd go 4 minus 6, which is -2. I'd go -8i minus 10i, which would give me -18i. So that would be our final answer, okay? So you're going to do, let's do a couple more. So we're going to do 16 minus 7i plus -13 plus 5i And then you're also going to do negative 12 plus 8i minus 6 minus 5i. Okay, so go ahead and pause it here, work on it, and then go from there. Okay, so what I did is I did 16, just got rid of the parentheses, everything's fine. So 16 minus 13 is 3, negative 7 plus 5i, or negative 7i plus 5i is negative 2i. And then here I just dropped the parentheses. I carried the negative throughout the parenthesis here. And so then what I did, I have negative 12 minus 6, which is negative 18. I have 8i plus 5i, which is 13i. All right? Okay, so the next part of this is we are going to multiply. Complex numbers. So with this one, you need to remember your distributive property. Okay, so let's just start with our example. Let's go with negative 4 plus 5i times 11 plus 8i. All right, so way that I taught this to everybody else is you're going to take your first value, you're going to use that first inner, outer, last. So negative 4 times 11 is negative 44 minus 32i. And then we're going to take the value here and multiply those together. So 5i plus 11i is 55i. And then I'm going to have plus 40i squared. Okay? All right, so now I want you to remember that I squared is equal to negative 1. Okay? So just to kind of write it down, I'd have negative 44. I can combine these two. That would give me positive 32i. Not I squared, just I, remember? And then this would become, let's do like this so we can see it. So 40 times negative 1, because I squared is equal to negative 1. Okay, so then that becomes negative 44 plus 32i minus 40. I still can combine some more like terms, just like that. Okay. All right, so let's do 7 minus 6i, 9 minus 5i, and then let's do 7 plus I, and 3 plus 2i. Okay, let's pause that there. All right, so here is our two examples that we did. You should have ended up with 33 minus 8i. And you should have also ended up with 19 plus 17i. Okay? All right. Double check my work. Yep, we're good. All right, now the next one I want you to work on is 4 plus 3i times 8, and then also 6i times 3 plus 7i. Okay, so you should have ended up with 32 plus 24i. Sorry about that. And then also negative 42 plus 18i. I didn't get to my switch to mute it. Anyway, so that is multiplying complex numbers. It is also adding, subtracting complex numbers. Put the assignment up there. Love to hear from anybody before we go for the weekend. And then Monday, we'll be doing something new and awesome. Okay? So, thanks, guys.